What's up, my friends? Welcome back, Brodienerotv. We're here in Bali. Another podcast, keeping them rolling every single week. If it's not a podcast, it's a vlog of me on tour, tips, tricks. I'm trying to succeed in the industry. We're trying to succeed together. So let's keep growing, man. I'm here with a new friend, Chaleee.
Yes.
How
that's
are you,
correct.
bro? I said it right?
Yeah, that's
Okay,
right.
nice.
I'm good, man. I'm good.
Cool,
The,
cool.
the weather is good. Sometimes a little bit hot, but it's all right.
Oh, dude. I mean, I've been here for 3.5 years now. And when I used to travel before coming to Bali, I could always have like a nice tan and like never really burn.
Yeah.
But in Bali, bro,
Yeah.
if I don't wear sunscreen,
Yeah.
I'm cooked.
Yeah.
Wow. It's crazy.
Every day, 30 degrees. Like, oh my God.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
I have to say, I don't miss the snow in Canada.
No. Yeah. Yeah, the rain in the Netherlands also.
Oh, I
man.
can imagine.
Yeah.
Cool.
Like 8 of 9 months of the year is like rain, you know?
Yeah.
It's just like, wow, man.
Crazy.
Impressive.
Yeah. But still, it seems in spite of rainy weather, you're doing well for yourself. I mean, let's jump right into this, man. Your Instagram profile says 26 tracks
Yeah.
supported by the king of Afro House, Black Coffee.
Yeah.
Where do we start here? I mean, maybe let's go to the first track. Like, what was the first track? How did it start? What was that breakthrough moment for you that kind of started creating some momentum for your career?
The first track was Champagne. Released it on Sondela Recordings and from London.
Yeah.
And I did this with Sammy Ferrer. He's from Portugal, also from Swiss. And we had those tracks. And actually, Black Coffee had to play in 2023, I think in May in the Netherlands. I don't know the name anymore.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, let's go to the gig, you know. Just have fun with my brother-in-law. He wanted to see Black Coffee, so we went there, and then eventually, you know, the vocals from Champagne were like, he played a song I didn't know at first. I didn't know. So he played that song, and I was backstage with another friend, Soul Roots, and I told him, listen, man, I have these vocals too. Like, okay, and I was listening, and eventually I was like, oh, this is my song. And it was the first time that he played a track of mine. No, I think it's the second time. The first one was the other one, but to see this live, so I was like, wow, okay, this is nice, man. So I was very happy, and the second track he played for that night was I think the one with Napa Waves.
Okay.
We also released it on it was Sondela, I think. Yeah, I think that was the second one.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow. I was so happy. I was like, wow, what's going on?
Yeah.
It was the second song for the night. And then, we were just talking or whatever, partying. And then the third song came. That was Drake, a Keeper edit that we do. That was with Sammy Ferrer too. I was like, no, man, this is insane. So 3 tracks on that night. And then I was like, I was blown away for, just to have one track played by Black Coffee was like, is for everyone. The first time is like, wow, you're happy. You're like, okay, this is amazing. So he played 3 tracks. And then my brother-in-law had to go home. So I was like, oh, cool, let's go home. So we were walking on the parking spot, and then I heard another song. So that yeah.
What?
Yeah, I heard another song, and that was the Mouye from Kind of Music edit that Sammy Ferrer and I did. He played that too, and I was like, man, I told my brother, this is the 4th song. So it was a friend inside.
Yeah.
I asked him, can you film this for me too? And he filmed it, and I had all these videos then. And then I posted a lot on Instagram. That's the only thing I actually do for, for marketing kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
I posted it, and then eventually a lot of people saw this, and they sent it through other people like, man, hey, this guy, so this is how it actually happened for us, for Sammy Ferrer and me in 2023. So
Wow.
and then in the last 2 years, he played approximately like 26 tracks. Yeah.
Okay, so a couple things here. So these 26 tracks that have been played, this is all recent success. Like we're talking 2 years
Yeah.
or so. So that in itself is madness because that's like almost like 2 tracks a month that he's just playing of yours
Yeah.
to like build up your name and brand awareness for you and your career. But then this other thing that we gotta just spend some time on. So it's you're at a black coffee show and you don't necessarily expect this, and the guy plays 4 of your tracks in the
Yeah,
same night.
I just really didn't know. Sammy sent it to Nati to Black Coffee,
Yeah.
and I really didn't know about anything. He
Yeah.
didn't told me like I sent this track, so maybe he will.
Okay,
So I
massive
was really
surprise.
surprised. I was really surprised. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I mean, obviously, so for full context here, this is our first time meeting. We've spent
Yeah.
together like literally 6.5 minutes, so I don't know a whole lot other than what I've seen online. Um, I'm curious to understand here when, like, obviously the music industry and creating a career for yourself is not easy. There's a lot of people trying to do it. There's a lot of people with massive dreams of making it happen, but it's not easy, and many people give up. That's the reality. So I'm curious what happens for you, like, I don't mean to be extreme here, but like on a cellular level, spiritually, personally, however, whatever you believe in, what type of things happen that you feel and think, and after you process going through a night like that, when like the king of Afro House plays 4 of your edits? I mean, do you come off of that night and you run home and open up your DAW and just keep moving and keep creating? Like, what type of things happen, and what motivations do you feel after that?
Well, I went to sleep happy, man.
Yeah, yeah, big smile,
Yeah, big
ear on your
smile. Yeah,
face.
yeah. It was.
Yeah.
It didn't really how you say it. It like I had to a couple of days
Okay, got it.
to use to
Process?
to process that.
Mm.
So I was like, man, okay. And then it started, you posted on Instagram, posted, and then if for 2023 he played a lot of tracks in High Pizza because we're making tracks, and then Sammy and I we were making tracks and sent it to him, dope dance edit, other stuff, Relax My Eyes edit that we did, and he played it the whole season. So it was like every time there were videos from us that Black Coffee played on Instagram, and then everyone started, "Yeah, can I have this track? Can I have this? Can you send it to me?" So that's the the story how it actually started for me
Yeah.
to build our name.
Yeah.
So for him and for me, of course.
Would you say, like, how many years have you been producing prior to 2023, or in total, I guess? Yeah.
So for now, I started producing again for now 6 years. So
Okay.
let's say from 2019, 2020 started, and before that I had a break for 5 years. Before that, I already produced, Afro.
Mm.
I did some hip hop, also maybe for 5, 6 years. But back then, the information on the internet to work on your DAW, like I work with FL Studio to work on, it was really hard to find, these kind of things, or how, let's say, sidechain or whatever, So I really had to do everything myself. Man. So
wow.
after that, on the internet right now, you can find everything,
Yeah.
tutorials or whatever, man.
Yeah.
So it's easier right now, so to produce. So and I started back in 2019, 2020, and I was like, because there was a party in 2000, I think 2019, something like that, 2020, where Black Coffee also had to play in the Netherlands, in Rotterdam. I went to the party with also with my brother-in-law, and the music for me was different than like 5, 6 years before that. So what I produce is more Afrotech. So the Afrotech scene for me, what he played more that kind of Afrotech. So I was like, it's different from the 5 years that I heard it before.
Right.
Like, let me start again. So I was like, let me start again, because I like to make music. I always loved it. So I started again, and then eventually, the rest is history,
Yeah, yeah. Now you're on your way. Would you say, given your history of production, starting, taking some breaks, was that moment and that night significant enough for you to make it so memorable and so impactful that, like, you knew that this is just what you want to do as a career
Yeah,
and pursue it
yeah.
full time?
Yeah, because if you make music, you know it yourself. Like you always sometimes sometimes you doubt about the track. If it's
Sure.
good enough, if it's But
Yeah.
when you see people playing, like, wow, okay, probably it's hot, it's good enough.
Mm-hmm.
So at the moment, I feel and I just know, okay, this track that I just produced, I know it's gonna be something.
Yeah.
And before that, I really didn't know. I just produced. I'm like, okay, cool, you know.
Right.
So
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And in terms of work ethic, I always ask this a lot because I've had a very stop and go relationship myself up until a few months ago with music production. And I always am curious to understand producers' process and journey and to get super specific, maybe as far as how many hours they were putting in per day. Like, so on an average now, how often are you sitting at the DAW producing? Like, what does your week look like?
So when I'm free, if my girlfriend is at work
Mm-hmm.
and she works like 16 hours a day, so that's a lot.
Okay.
The whole day I'm sitting at the kitchen table producing.
Wow.
It's either producing or the PS4, like gaming, and then it's like a little break, and then I'm producing. So
Ah,
working on songs, working on ideas. So sometimes I produce 3 songs, 4 songs a day, and they're ready for like 85%, something like that. And then
seriously?
sometimes there's nothing, like man,
Yeah.
you know how it goes. So
Right.
yeah, because at the time that I spent to music, I love it. I love it really, really, really a lot. So
Mm-hmm.
it's my passion to. I can sit the whole day making music, the whole day.
Wow.
Yeah, sometimes when I was with Sammy in the studio too in Swiss, he said, Let's go, come on, let's eat somewhere." I said, "No, let's bring the food over here, man." I can sit the whole day. Yeah, the whole day.
Wow.
Yeah.
And do you still work out of FL? That's your go-to?
Yeah, FL Studio.
Cool. I notice the more and more Afro house producers I hear are working out of that DAW. I mean, of course, Ableton's super popular, Logic too, but for some reason it seems to be a consistent thing in Afro house. Do you have any
I
idea what
think
that is?
it was easier. The access to FL Studio was easier. Now,
Ah,
of course, Ableton. I see a lot of Ableton producers,
yeah.
but mostly the South Africans,
Hmm.
from what I know, is
Yeah.
they produce with FL Studio.
Got it.
And for me, it was also really easy. You start up and boom,
Cool, cool. And in terms of switching from production to DJing, when did that aspect of the music business take off for you?
Well, actually, the like in I think it's in 2010, something like that. I was producing and also DJ, and the DJ was with my brother, with my own brother. We were duo back then, and I already did that a little bit. So in the Netherlands, and yeah, eventually we quit, and then because the Afro scene back then wasn't really that big, right, as it is right now. So this was really hard to play some of these old songs that we really like to play it for the crowd and everything, because they were like, What is this?"
Yeah.
And now everyone, "Oh man, I love Afro House." I'm like, okay, yeah, we did it already back then. It's like, so
Yeah.
I started both at the same time,
Okay,
but
got it.
the production side is something that I love more than the DJ side.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay. Okay. So that being said, I mean, clearly the way to get your name out there and increase market value and stuff is through more gigs. Is that something that you still look forward to, like expanding your DJ career, or do
Yeah,
you
yeah,
feel
yeah.
yourself wanting to still stay behind the scenes more?
No, no,
Or
no. Actually, I want to play a lot because
okay.
I'm already happy for I already did in the DJ scene. So from nothing to something, is and I'm traveling the world. That for me, I'm already happy about that, and now I want to show my music to the people.
Right. It's
That's
time.
because if you produce, you want to play your own tracks. I had some people, I spoke to people a lot, and then they were like, "Well, I don't play my own tracks." I'm like, okay, but then you need to change your production.
Right.
You really want because that's the reason, right?
Yeah.
If you produce something, you want to play it the next day or whatever. You have to, yeah.
Yeah.
So I also wanted that, and I'm like, okay, let's do the gigs too, man. Yeah.
Cool. Cool. And maybe it's a bit of a controversial question, but what are your overall thoughts? And maybe we'll go deep with this one on the evolution of Afro House. I mean, where I'm at with things is that we there's a lot of people. So first and foremost, everybody wants to be a DJ now,
Yeah.
and typically the way people become DJs is via the Afro house genre. I just see it everywhere, all around the world, back home, even here in Bali.
Yeah.
And some would say that Afro house has gotten, I've heard extreme language like gentrified. I've heard people go as far as saying it's commercial, it's super mainstream, it's poppy, it's lost its essence, it's lost its origins. As someone that's been doing it for a while now and had songs played by Black Coffee, and you're quite deep in the game, what's your thoughts on where Afro house is at right now in the scene?
I'm really happy that it's becoming so big,
Mm.
and of course, there's always sides that are you're not really happy about it or whatever. But um, I think you have different kind of genres in the Afro house. So there's room for everyone, and everyone can choose like, okay, I want to go to this night because there's more pop songs, Afro pop
Ah.
songs, or yeah, I want to go to this night because more Afro tech. So I think it's yeah. Everybody has to do their own thing, of course.
Yeah,
So I'm more into the old Afro,
right.
more from the South Africans from Africa,
Yeah.
because I when I was 19, something like 19, 20, I grew up with that. I grew up with, let's say, Bodhisattva, Osunla Days, more deep house, but Jose Marquez, Manu from France, like these kind of Kuludu song, of course. And then we had the Capo. You have Inunapa, of course, Cairo. I grew up with it, with those kind of songs. So I always wanted to make these kind of tracks. So and now you also have the other side of Afro, of course. Um, but there's of course there's some songs that I really like. You can't be saying no, I don't like it. But there are some songs you really like, and
Yeah.
everybody has to do their own thing in the scene, And there's room for everyone, man. There's room
Right.
for everyone.
Wow, I like that, man. It's a
Yeah.
super neutral perspective and considerate of everybody's journey without judging. Dude, what's like your background? Like, obviously, you said the Netherlands is home, but what was the ties to South African music and the connection there?
Well, I went to in the Netherlands. We had some in 2010, 2011, something like that. We had some Afro parties, and they were really focused on just Afro. And then the people that came were coming for specific for that DJ or that sound. So I went a lot to Bodhisattva, and that guy was more the reason that I was like, wow, okay, I just want to start producing. The
Wow.
way I don't know if you know him, but if you listen to his music, it's like it's amazing. And then Black Coffee came, of course, and my brother actually introduced me to that kind of music. So Black Coffee had this album. I don't know the album name, but he came with like Black Coffee featuring Zakes, Bandwini, Juju. We also Sammy and I they also did edit of that one, and I was like, man, this guy is also amazing. So that was like kind of start for me. And then we had the Capo back in the days with this old song African Roots. If you hear that, it's like really deep. And then we had Inunapa came, and this a different kind of sound. I'm like, man, these guys are crazy, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, cool. I just want to do this too.
Cool.
Yeah. So it was more like Bodhisattva and then the South Africans. Yeah.
Wow. So I imagine some of these names that you've mentioned were once inspirations and people you look up to, but I don't know exactly. I don't know your whole discography, but I would imagine after 26 IDs being supported by Black Coffee, there's got to be some professional relationships and maybe friendships that have evolved with some of these names. Do you have collaborations with some of these guys you've mentioned?
Yeah, so I have a bunch of. I already released some tracks with Inonapa.
Okay.
The Capo's coming too.
Nice.
We sending back and forth things, WhatsApp, and
Yeah.
that's yeah. They play a lot of my tracks too, and I'm really grateful for that. That they're really supporting me a lot. So yeah, that for me that's to become bigger is also, and one of these guys are part of that,
Yeah.
you know. So I have their WhatsApp numbers. I can send everything, and I just see if they gonna play it or not, you know. And then I have tracks that I want to collab with them. Cairo, I already released a track with Cairo, Zaya. So we did that, and yeah, I always wanted to collab with these guys because they're for me were like, man, iconic legends.
Yeah.
Looking up to them,
Yeah.
like, man, because that's also the reason why I started producing.
Yeah.
So yeah, and to work with them right now, man, yeah, really
Wild.
thankful. Yeah.
Wild. I'm super big on mindset and motivation, and I'm curious, like, what sort of shifts happen for you mentally and work ethic wise when we speak about it now, even in this moment, and you hear the fact and process that guys you used to look up to are now from inspirations to colleagues, right? And co-producers and co-creators. How does that shift or mature you professionally and work ethic wise? Do you find yourself when you think about the night before or the night of Black Coffee playing your stuff and your commitment to the craft and how often you're on the computer, and you think about your work ethic now, having been beside these guys and releasing with them, how have you evolved as a producer with your work ethic and commitment to the craft? Is there more hours, more sacrifice, more discipline, or is it the same more or less? Or
It's the same, a
oh,
little
wow.
bit less in working hours in the production side is a little bit less because I felt like, okay, I need to, if I want to make a good song, I want to do it in 2-3 hours, something like that. Because then back then you just know you can hear it properly. Otherwise, if you produce like 7-8 hours on the track, like, man, okay, you hear it the next day, I'm like, man, oh, this is not so good. Like, okay, what happened? So it's the best way for me is like 2-3 hours, and then have a little break, and then listen to the song after you export it, and then I'm listening. Okay, cool. Okay, maybe we can change this or change that. So yeah,
Wow, interesting. So to understand and break this down a little bit, so where you would spend like these 16-hour days potentially on a song, just going at the project, listening to the next day and realizing, it wasn't necessarily a waste because obviously you're putting in your hours to evolve. Now, years later, you're telling me your focus is to produce something great in as short a time as possible and then be able to reevaluate it and just wrap the project up.
Let's say if I'm gonna start producing for when I'm free, I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, cool. I'm started at like 12 o'clock in the afternoon or 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
Sometimes earlier, sometimes later, and then it ends till like sometimes 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning.
Whoa.
Yeah.
But there's a
So
little bit less of that these days because you're
yeah, it's a
producing
little
quicker.
bit. Yeah, producing quicker. You know what you evolve, of course, and yeah, you just sometimes you finish the song, for a test version, like a test version to play or to send it to people, like, can you test it for me,
Yeah.
so but it's actually still the same,
Got
it
it.
really depends on if I'm tired or not. So
Yeah, I feel you. And at what point, this will be like super for producers, at what point do you think it's time to put a project on the shelf and just not touch it anymore? Like where is that threshold where you're like, okay, I've been on this for so many hours, it's time to let it go. What sort of things make you determine
if you mean like if it's finished, or like, okay,
if it's a dud, like it's not worth building on?
Yeah, of course, everyone has that, and I'm like, none of the projects are a waste of time because there's always something in the project that you can use for something else. So
Got it.
I sometimes I have 5 versions of a song, and I'm like, okay, let's say I received a vocal from someone, or I have to do a remix, or I'm like, okay, let me open that old project because there's something in it that I want to use. Otherwise, I have to recreate it, like drums or whatever, because a lot of people telling me that I'm really good in the drums. I like the deep drums in the background, you know.
Yes.
It's like mysterious kind of way, and like I always love that when I heard a song from, if a DJ plays a song, I'm like, man, what's that sound? For me, it's if I hear a really good song, it usually it's about the background kind of things, like what's going on, man? What did you do? It's like I have this with these kind of guys that I'm working with, Enoch, the Capo, Cairo. There's always things like, man, what did you do over there, man? Like, okay, this is really nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's always I'm always like that. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I like the fact that you're saying a project's never really wasted, because I guess ultimately you're putting in hours and getting better, and there could always be a piece of it that could be used
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
something else.
Yeah. There's
Cool.
always something that you're like, so I never throw it away or delete it or whatever. Always keep it.
Nice.
Yeah.
And you said something interesting a little while ago, and this is a bit of a selfish question because I'm trying to advance a little faster now, getting better as a self-sufficient producer. And this is, I guess you'd call it like a producer hack. So you said years ago when you first started producing, you had to do quite literally everything yourself. It wasn't easy, like going on ChatGPT or a tutorial on YouTube, for example.
Yeah.
Fast forward, here we are at the end of 2025 with the world at our fingertips. If you had to do it all over again and start from zero, learn to become a producer, how would you go about it differently? Would you be going after seeking like a mentor, like one-on-one help? Would you just sit on YouTube and look for endless tutorials and sit there learning through that channel? Would you be DMing other bigger artists or producers and asking for help from them? Like, what would your approach be? Like, let's say, okay, I digress. Let's say it's taken you 6 years to become this good, right? And here we are starting from ground zero again in 2025. What would you do to make yourself become this good quicker than 6 years in terms of work ethic and resources?
What I think is that it's easier to contact people at the moment.
Mm.
Back then, you had MySpace or whatever, man. That's so old. But
yeah.
you know, to get an answer from someone was like
Mm.
0%. You know, now there are so many producers out there, also a lot of ghost producers, so you can always reach someone, and it's easier if you already knew someone, you know. So
Yeah.
and of course, if you really don't know anything, you know, or people, you know, like you always can find it on YouTube at the moment. Tutorials. There's so many tutorials. People
sure.
explain wall tracks, what they're doing, or they reproduce another track from someone else. Like you can see literally what you can do at the moment,
Yeah.
how they produce it, or which VSTs they use, or you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, and you can buy, of course, templates or whatever, man.
Yeah,
That's
true.
that's what people also do, of course.
Yeah. You a big fan of the template process, or prefer to you have your own? I guess at this stage you probably have your own go-to templates and
I actually don't really have a template or
Oh.
whatever. I just start from old project or continue to the project that I did yesterday, or start a new project. Like I don't
Okay.
really have a. I just start new things, you know.
Yeah.
But I think the templates are good for people that are starters, you know,
Mm-hmm.
are beginners and they want to learn. And of course, there's always things to learn in the production side, of course, you know, also DJ side or whatever. So
Yeah.
you can always learn from these things. So.
Got it. And in terms of inspiration, a common thing that a lot of different mentors and people have told me is that it's always good to have a reference track, something that you could follow, potentially the structure of the song or the vibe, energy, etc. What do you think at this point, after all these years and all of these songs, like what's driving you to sit down and make a new project? Is it something that you hear? Is it just your commitment to the craft itself that makes you show up every day? Or what's driving you to sit down at the laptop at this point and put these hours in?
Actually, what you just said is like when you hear something.
Uh,
When I'm, let's say, in a restaurant or I'm watching TV, and movies has always these kind of mysterious kind of things, you know, like okay, let me record that and let me check which Shazam, what track this is.
yeah.
I'm like, oh, this is nice, man. There's something in it that I really like. So yeah, you get those. I get those inspirations from these kind of things, and of course, new tracks from people that I receive, or from labels, from promos. I'm like, man, oh wow, this is something that I want to do too. And then you give it your own touch to it.
Cool.
So yeah.
Yeah.
It's for me. It's like sometimes it's a reference track, and sometimes it's not. Like the Gatekeeper with me and Sammy, the Drake Gatekeeper edit that we did. It was something that we just started from like zero. We didn't really had a reference or whatever. Yeah,
Got it.
yeah.
Cool. Cool. So in your career now and where you're at, when you perhaps you could use the analogy of stepping out and looking at it from the outside, and you see where you've at, accomplishments, collaborations with big artists, all of this stuff. When you think about the next level, what does that look like for you, and what do you think it's going to take to reach that? To give an example, some people say, "Oh, I want to get 1 million monthly listeners on Spotify," or "I want to collaborate with this artist," or "I want to play in this venue." What does the next level look like for you? And then in terms of like commitment and discipline, what do you think you would have to do to work towards achieving that?
I think just to at the moment, I think it's good if you release more music. Yeah, I think that's the thing at the moment. Release more music, because of course you have people that are working a lot of on the marketing side for TikTok or whatever. They're making a lot of videos, or
Yeah.
but it's something that you need to like, need to like to do it. I don't really. It's not a thing that I really like to do. Of course, it's nice to do it, but it's not something that I'm like, okay, let's make a video, or let's play for 6 hours in my basement on the CDGs or whatever.
Yeah.
I think it's more like the music, because eventually it's all about the music.
True.
And as you said yourself, there are so many DJs at the moment. Everyone can DJ also. It's easier at the moment.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
way easier. So I think if you want to stand out, you have to come with your own music. Yeah.
Wow.
And I think if you come with more music, you're gonna be I say it. It's probably getting more gigs or whatever. And also you see if you have a hit. If you and you don't know when you have a hit, but if it's going all around the world. Let's say Avanco, of course,
Yeah.
a really great producer. Also spoke a lot to, and he has that song Ma Tsanani, if I'm pronouncing correctly. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's
We know it. We know it very well.
yeah.
Of
So
course.
you see, it's global
Yeah.
at the moment. Chesto did a remix, so. And basically, if the song, if you listen to the instrumental, that's the kind of what I say ancestral sound from Bodhisattva. I already spoke to some of the guys that I'm producing with, that I know, like, man, that instrumental is ancestral, soul ancestral sound for me than for Bodhisattva. And what he did there was like opening also another door. Like, okay, these kind of songs can also be a hit. And of course, you have the vocals. The vocals were
Right.
really catchy for everyone,
Yeah.
So, and then the combination was like, boom, was
Yeah.
magical.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool. Actually, you said something pretty important there where it's like he did a brilliant job of balancing something that's real and authentic to him. Like
Yeah.
you said, the ancestral sound.
Yeah.
But then being smart enough and strategic enough to say, what can I add? Whether he did this consciously or not, it still manifested the element of the vocal being catchy and simple enough for people to sing it and TikTok it.
Yeah.
Simply put.
That's the he hit at the right spot on that one with the vocals. And then I really like the instrumental that he did. Like, man, okay, this is really nice. The combination, and yeah, he did an amazing job with that one. Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. The release schedule thing you mentioned, how you feel that the next level for you is going to be releasing more often. What does an optimal release schedule look like for you? Monthly, bi-monthly? And then in terms of being able to achieve that more consistent, more frequent release schedule, do you think you need to be sending songs out or sending demos to labels more often? Have you ever considered, or I'm not sure if you have your own label, have you considered something like that in order to have your own channel to just get the music out more often? Like, what is that? So, if the next level for you is going to be achieved by releasing more often, what's the ideal scenario, or how do you go about making that happen?
From what I know, is the people that I spoke to, and they gave me advice about, okay, you just need to release like a song monthly. I'm like,
Mm,
oh, okay. And other people are saying like, okay, try to do 3 or 4 songs a year. I think it's important about the quality of the song, how
right.
good the song is, of course, because you just don't know, like what I just said. Just don't know when you have a hit, because if you have one hit, boom, you're there.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to do anything. Let's say don't have to do anything at the moment. Like you can wait with your releases for months or whatever. But
Right.
for me, it's important to release the songs that I really like, and if it's gonna be a one song monthly, for me it has to be quality song. For me, it's important, the quality of the song.
Got it.
Yeah, I did some songs that I in the past that I'm like, okay, it's I just want to release. But eventually we're like, okay, man, not really playing that, or so I want to change that. So I really, what I'm going to release, I also want to play. So
Got it.
yeah,
It's got to hit that standard for you.
yeah, it's all about the quality, just the
Yeah.
quality. Yeah,
Yeah.
at the moment I'm because you're gonna rethink about your evaluate about your songs, about, okay, now what's the next thing I can do to reach a high level? Okay, quality. I want to raise my quality of the song. So I think that's the main thing I'm thinking about.
Got it.
Of course, you have your collaborations. Who do you want to collaborate? And of course, if they want to collaborate with you, um, that's also gonna be something for your career. Like, okay, you collaborate with this one. Okay, man, that's a huge guy, or a huge girl or a woman.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay, you know how it goes. So if you collaborate with a big artist and you have that on your profile, or it's easier also to get things done, or so.
Right. And then in terms of like getting the songs out there and the channel that they go out, to be able to do that monthly, let's say, if that's optimal for you, does that require you to be spending a certain amount of time every week pushing the music out to different labels?
Oh, no, 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 no.
Oh,
I just I just produce my songs, and then I will leave it for some time, because I have to re-listen to it
yeah.
for like maybe a few days or a couple of weeks. It really depends on the song that I just made. But then I keep it for myself for a while, and then I also send it to certain people in the industry. Like, okay, I think this is something for you. Can you test it for me? If you like it, of course, and
Uh-huh.
then let's see how the people respond, or and how the sound is from the club or festival you're staying. And for me, I listen to these kind of things a lot. Okay, if I listen to it in a car or AirPods, or I've sent it to some of the DJs and they play it in club. I always listen to on the videos that the people record. Like, okay, I can change some of these things. So yeah, yeah, most of these songs, there are certain people that I send to,
Got
because
it.
also what's happening in the scene a lot is the leaking of tracks. A lot of people are leaking tracks, or
Can
it's
imagine.
getting leaked or what. I
Yeah.
don't know, what's actually happened to that, you know, you don't know who's sending it. You just don't know. You just send it to the people you think you think it's in a good trust, you know. So but it always happens. You can't stop it, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you have if for yourself, if you have a really a song that you just made and you really like it, I think it's important to keep it for yourself and maybe 1 2 people like send it to, and then just wait, you know. And then think about, okay, let's say where I want to release it. And you also ask if I have a own label. I don't have a own label. I want to start one, but I just have to see. Maybe I want to do it with people, or maybe I don't want to do it on my own, or I just still have to see.
Sure.
At the moment, I'm so busy with producing and getting the gigs and everything. So it's really like, okay, how do I how you say it, like schedule in my week or month, like
Yeah.
how I am gonna do it, like, okay, cool, you know.
Yeah. No, it's a huge commitment
Yeah.
because clearly it's not super difficult to technically make a logo, get some online distribution, and say you have a label, but to launch a label, make it successful, and not let it be a dud is a real commitment. So I understand. Do you think where you're at right now, if releasing monthly is the ideal situation, we're at the end of 2025, do you think you're in a scenario where 2025 you'd be in a position to start putting out monthly? Do you think, or?
Maybe. I started a few months ago, and I was telling to people, listen, I'm gonna work on an album. Let me just
Album?
let me just
Oh.
work on. I already had a few tracks, like 6 or 7.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay. And then there was a day that I was producing, and I finished a track for like, okay, cool, this is finished for like maybe 90%. I was like, why not do an album? Like, if I can do it that fast, maybe I can put up like an album for 15 to 20 tracks or something like that, and then give it to, you know, everyone, like, okay, here's it, man. Here's the package.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So clearly the way that people consume music is like it's to a point now where you'll have an extended edit that's 7 minutes long on Beatport, but then on Spotify it's like 2 minutes and 30 seconds because that's people's attention span.
Yeah.
The way that we consume music now, like an album, it's different than if you put out a single or an EP. A lot of people just don't have the attention span to sit there and consume an album like that anymore. Does that, I mean, clearly you don't care about that necessarily if you're already thinking about doing an album, but how does that affect your approach to an album? Does that make you think that every song, maybe as you said, needs to be something that gets you excited that you want to play?
Yeah.
So does that mean an album project, the songs equally have to have that much hype that you would want to play them? Or do you just not really care and you would make an album, just be an album and represent you as an artist at that time? And if a couple tracks were chill or not that crazy and hype, it would be okay because you just want to make an album. What's your mindset around creating and then releasing an album, knowing that people don't consume albums the same way they did even just a few short years ago?
So the album for me is like, okay, I want to. You can play them all. You can play all the tracks, but also it's something for chill, you know, radio, Spotify kind of thing. So it really depends. Like some of the songs you can play in as a opening for your set. And the idea for me was the album is gonna be like, okay, this is an album that you can play in your set, like from this first track to the last track.
Right.
It's like a set there that you're doing.
Like
Yeah.
a beginning, opening, chill,
like chill,
climactic,
and
descending.
then more going to the Afro tech, like
Yeah.
the harder stuff, and then closing with deep ambience kind of cool the song kind of songs, you know. So that's more into the deep stuff. That's how I want to do my album. Yeah.
Oh man, that's cool. It actually reminds me of, maybe you know the artist Inelia?
No, I don't.
Okay, super big. He's associated with Afterlife. He's got his own label now. He's doing great things. He's from
Is it
Berlin.
techno?
Melodic techno.
Melodic techno.
Yeah, and
Oh, anima, the big.
no, not Anima.
Oh, okay.
In Inelia.
Inelia. No, no,
Inelia.
no.
Yeah, I'll send you his profile
Okay.
later. Anyways, he did an album, and I kind of thought the same idea. Like, is it going to get consumed the same? But now that we were talking, I thought about it. I mean, the guy turned his whole personal tour to an album tour, and basically he's going around doing a live performance of the album. So a lot of the songs, like, he went super far left field and put like drum and bass tracks. He's got like super slower melodic style songs where he's got singers, and he's made the whole album like a 2-hour performance
Yeah.
on stage for
Yeah.
people. And I guess that it's super cool, because where I would think as a DJ, you want to have pretty consistently like hype songs that are like bangers that get
Yeah.
the crowd. But if you build something and you have build a big enough fan base that they would come out just for you to perform an album, in that kind of situation, it's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the idea that I had. So you never know, because I want to release it in 2026 before summer, like Europe summer, you know, so in May or June, something like that. So
Yeah.
let's see how it goes, and then of course, if you have a song for like months in your phone or your laptop, you're like, oh man, okay, it's not that anymore, or maybe you want to change that, but yeah. So I'm just gonna see how things are flowing with the album.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Cool, man. A couple more questions. Again, we spoke. We're coming towards the end of 2025 now. Are there any cool projects or collaborations we can get excited about coming out this year or next year
I have,
that you can speak about?
yeah, one I can't speak
Yeah.
speak about.
Okay.
because,
Okay.
the-
So it's if you can't speak about it, I assume it's pretty big and cool.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. So
Nice.
let's see how that one goes, and the other ones are. I just There's also a lot of people are sending me DMs on Instagram. They want to have a collaboration. So sometimes I'm like, okay, let's do it. Let's do it. But sometimes like, oh man, shit, I don't have the time, because I already have project like they are waiting, or remixes they are waiting too. I'm like, oh. So I canceled a lot of these projects because I just didn't have the time. And as I was said, the project isn't a waste. You can always use it for something else, or
Right.
maybe it's a remix that you agree to. But like, okay, let's maybe you can talk to the label or to the guy who produced it. Is it possible to release my remix later, and maybe next year or months later or so? It's never a waste. So for the I have, as I said, I have some collaborations. I still want to do some collaboration with other people. Like you have some other people like Lemon and Herb. Maybe, as I said, Kulu the Song. These kind of people are inspirations.
Yeah.
There's so many people out there, man. For
Yeah.
me, I really love to work with a lot of these South African guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of collaborations coming. So let's see, and of course my own single projects, my own tracks that I just doing myself, and I actually love to work with different kind of people.
Cool.
You're building relationships also.
Huge in this industry.
Yeah, you're building relationships. So yeah.
Nice, bro. Cool. The last question I like to ask on the podcast is pretty much the same one every single episode, so we keep it consistent. If you can think of yourself before the big collaborations, Black Coffee supporting, and the success you're having now, local resident DJ producer, big aspirations, 3 gems of advice, tips of advice that you could give to that local DJ producer that has dreams of going international with their stuff. What are three pieces?
The 3 pieces. If you're passionate about it, just don't quit.
Okay.
Don't quit. Because eventually, after maybe, let's say you produce for 2 years, and it's not working. And then if you're so passionate about it, you're going to start again after a break of 2 years, and you're gonna start again. So just don't stop. Don't stop.
Right.
I stopped too, but it is what it is, and I'm all right with it. You know, I'm fine with it. So
Sure. But you
uh,
came back to it. The calling
yeah,
was, the
because
passion was real.
I love it so much. So I love the music. And also the production, the creative side of making music. You never know what's coming out. It's always unique.
Wow.
So yeah. So just don't stop. Other two things are like always try to be positive. Sometimes it's really hard, especially now in the industry. You know, as I said, there's always room for everyone. You know, so just try to be positive, and it will not affect your journey. Then you know.
Yeah.
The third one, just listen to advice from friends that are already there in the industry. You know.
I like that. Yeah.
It's never wrong to the advice. It can be something good for you or not, of course. It really depends as you as a person too, of course. But if there has to say something about maybe a track of yours or some marketing stuff that you want to do or whatever, and they're already doing it, already there, you just take the advice. You know, take the advice. Just listen to it and then think about it. Of course, it will not happen as the same as your friend or the colleague or someone else. Or it's always your own. It's gonna be your own journey, but the advice is never wrong or good. You know, it's like just take it and then consume it and then
see how it's useful for you.
Yeah, see how it's useful for you. Yeah,
Yeah.
as a person. So yeah.
Cool, my man.
Yeah.
Great gems, super useful for the audience, I'm sure. Bro, in closing, I just want to take a moment to acknowledge you. It was super hectic trying to make this happen, but we did it.
Yeah.
You got your
Thank you.
debut.
Thank
Yeah, you're
you.
welcome. You're welcome, bro. You got your debut in Miss Fish this Thursday. We're super
Yeah.
excited about it. Glad we could make that happen last minute. And just want to wish you more success, man. I mean, insane stories for sure. For sure, Instagram reel moments. 4 tracks, one night. Black Coffee, insane. Great collaborations. I'm inspired, and appreciate you taking the time to join us today, man.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me.
Yeah.
So it's like this first time as for a podcast.
Ah, nice.
Yeah, it's like this. It's like the first time. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're onto something special here, man. There's not a lot of people doing it like this in terms of in the electronic music scene specifically. So I'm excited to keep working at it. Lots of great things to look forward to, and we just keep going, man. Like you said, don't quit.
Yeah, don't quit. Yeah, don't quit. If you're really passionate about this, especially the production side, just don't quit.
Yeah. Love it, bro. Well, appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next episode. Much love.